yeah. So let's just say this.
My mic was off, I'm done. I've already been through a good chunk of this. Christ. So how much do you know? Nothing makes any sense to me still. I've seen the Freedom ending, I've seen the Countdown ending. I think I've seen the, what's it called? The Confusion ending. I don't know.
This is the story.
Shut up. I don't know if I've seen the Confusion ending, in all honesty.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, you've seen the Confusion ending. Because it seemed like there was more to it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I remembered the line. Yeah, I know
Yes,
I've
truly
done
a
that,
room
but...
worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Supposedly there's a vent in here. I don't know if I can get into it, though.
Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh yeah, I wanted to go in
Stanley was so
here.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Speaking of the
All of his
Confusion ending, I've
co-workers
never...
were gone.
Oh, I think I actually
Stanley
did
decided
that.
to go to the meeting room.
can do it
Perhaps he
again.
had simply missed a memo.
Wouldn't mind doing it again. It'll only take a couple minutes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
I
left.
also learned something about the,
Stanley was so bad
the
at
infamous
following
broom
directions,
closet.
it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Apparently,
Look, Stanley, I think
there's
perhaps we've
more to
gotten
that
off on
broom
the
closet
wrong
Easter
foot
egg.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
I
your
didn't know
trust
that.
in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What?
Nailed it.
Really? I was in the middle of something.
First
Do you
try.
have zero
Every
consideration for
time.
others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show
aware.
you something beautiful.
I don't care.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
So I haven't done this.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Damn it. Well, I haven't fallen to my death yet, so that's nice.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Oh, crap.
It's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
Aw. I thought I could mess with them. Damn it. Stay here for a minute. And aboard.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Alright.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you? Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. You are
That's
going
nice.
to stay here, aren't you?
You know what else is nice? Stairs. I like stairs. These stairs are pretty good. These stairs are even better though. You guys like stairs? Yeah. We need some good stair climbing music. There we go. Why are you doing this? Because I like stairs. Isn't that what these stairs are here for? And they don't lead anywhere. Clearly somebody just wanted to put a bunch of stairs here so that people could climb up and down them.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Alright, that's good.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Stairs are more interesting than this.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Yep.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
But stairs make me way more happy than this. I don't get why you don't like stairs.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? You'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, I just like stairs.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. I guess that was too much to it. You actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
What do you think?
wish I still thought that was possible.
Still like stairs better. Send me that music file sometime. I love how you have that song on file. Oh no, that's the Stanley Parable Adventure Line soundtrack. Soundtrack? Yes, no. Stanley Parable Adventure theme, I believe. And it's like, that is the most amazing adventure music that exists. It's so great. The narrator's not saying anything. Weird.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Can you answer the phone? I don't think I can. I'll try it next time though. Wait, does that phone always ring? I should be saving after every reset, shouldn't I? It doesn't always ring. Has the stay in place ending? No, I haven't. Is that from staying in place at the very beginning of the game, or is that from staying in place, like, in that room? And real quick, is that phone ringing random, or is that only after doing that ending that I just did? Just close the door at the start? Alright. Very beginning. Random. Yeah, I guess I can just restart 100 times over until it rings again then. What have I not done yet?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, he didn't. Go downstairs? Yeah, I've seen that. You die.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I really wish there was actually a broom closet ending.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm not standing, I'm squatting. Speaking of which...
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in it, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. Because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story. What's so heavy? I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe this is somehow it won't bridge. Maybe Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite. I hope
Oh my god, the text.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on. You're dead. We got to his broom closet, explored it a bit, and we're just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shuts down your central nervous system, and you collapse on the key. In a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
You know, Pokey, I could leave, but I'm currently enjoying the broom closet. I love this music so much.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Nah, I like the broom closet better.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Hang on. Aw, you're gonna make me leave, aren't you?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I thought I had to put in 8888 like 9 times to get that achievement.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his... Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, 2845.
You did before? Yeah, I did. 427?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
No, it's room 430. Click on door number 430 5 times. And indeed, I clicked on room number 430 5 times. That is most certainly something that I did.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I've already gotten both of these endings. I assume this one's more important. What I didn't realize about this game was that stuff progressively changes as you continue getting more and more endings. I didn't know that. So basically I just have to like go through every ending again.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Fun Easter egg.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What was up with that one? After turning on the cameras, it doesn't appear as if I can do that. What's going on with that? I should save more often.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yep.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
That's
In the event
unfortunate.
that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Not really.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what?
Nothing's
To hell with it.
happening, though.
I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button,
Running from
screen
button
to
to
screen,
button.
clicking on every little thing in this room.
Clicking everything in this
These number
room.
buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
I'm the main character.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along.
I'm
It's
aware.
just seconds ticking away to your death.
Also
You're only still
aware.
playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
I could just
30
sit here.
seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
That was nice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That's not right. What? I'm so counting that. I'm so counting that as an ending.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Look in the corner of the whiteboard. What about it? Bark. Rough.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're doing that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's not doing anything. Enable console? How do I do that? This was the greatest achievement, by the way. Enable achievement to get an achievement. Forgot how to do it. I might be able to go back to that later. Wrong. Load. So is this the phone that I need to answer when it rings? If it rings? Not that phone? Okay. Is it supposed to trigger an ending? Well, just for the record, I'm locked in, so, what endings have you done? This is a fresh save file, so you've seen every ending I've gotten in this stream. I can't get out. The true ending. About another streams, you've been talking about endings I haven't seen you done. I've done one other stream of this game. I guess I have to... whatever. I've done one other stream of this game where I got several endings, but...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
As I said, this is a fresh save file, so I don't actually have any endings on this save. Like going in the red door. Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm gonna get the...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
God damn it.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley all right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so
Skill
far.
trees sounds good.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I love that both of these doors lead into this one.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
So you've done this already? I just commented on it, didn't I? I love this so much. Oh god. Holy crap. I'm assuming none of these are actual statistics.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Yeah, I've seen
In
it.
this game, the baby crawls
Random
left
question.
towards danger. You
If
click the
I
button
do
to move
this
him
for
back to the
4
right,
hours,
and if he reaches the fire,
which I
he'll
won't,
fail. It's a very
is this
meaningful
actually an
game, all
ending?
about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
It is?
But of course, the message
someone
of the
done
game
it on
only becomes
YouTube?
clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
This is actually like the worst thing ever. Are you ever gonna do it? No. No, I'm not. I love that it can like almost completely burn away and it's still fine.
You heartless bastard.
Thank you.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
This is the greatest thing ever, by the way.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last,
Yes,
the one
it's
thing you've always
much better.
desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
Nope.
Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
You can still see my first reaction to it on, if you look at the clips.
This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off...
Invisible wall.
Yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it.
I don't know what the escape
Gaze
button
upon my
is.
work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
I wish so badly you could do something like over here and just like get to the water over there or something like that. You will.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Don't know what the window ending is. And I don't know what the phone ending is.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
I love it too.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I'm not doing the button ending.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then, I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work. And I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
I originally thought that jumping down here before another one came was an Easter egg, or like another ending. I didn't know that another one didn't come, so I jumped down here really quickly before I heard all of that. Aw. But... God damn it.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.